everybody. Debra Lynn here in the studio. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. You guys, I'm going to do another loose landscape for you. This is actually a lot of fun. First of all, it is so much fun to get the pigment and the water to just dance across the paper. Second of all, I have got new paper that I've never used before. It's Bockingford and it is hot press. I never use hot press, okay? But I found the paper on sale, couldn't resist, took it, said, what do I have to lose? And actually, it was a lot of fun. Yesterday, I was a little on the fence, like, will I ever use it again? Maybe not. But you know what? The more I think about it, it was like, you know what? That was kind of, it seriously was like painting, like it was like watercolor ice skating. I don't know how else to explain it to you guys, but that pigment and water, like it's doing right now, just slid across that paper like it was like a person sliding on ice, okay? It was so slippery. And just look at it. Look at how it's flowing. Now, cold press can do the same thing. So you don't have any hot press. You don't have to go run out and get hot press. You can do this with cold press. Will you get it to go crazy like this hot press? Maybe not, but it's very, I wouldn't run out specially and get it. But I'm just saying, I had a lot of fun with this paper. So right now I am just using some inexpensive paints that I had. And this is Van Gogh paint. I am using indigo and dusk yellow. And that yellow actually is Magello's Mission Gold Indian yellow. And because the Van Gogh is a little bit more softer and a softer muted kind of palette, I really wanted to bring in that Magello that is extremely bold and bring in one color of that and really, really let it do its thing. And man, that Indian yellow, look at that. Look at how that is just setting this painting. It is just absolutely scrumptious. I can't, I love painting like this. So much fun, so freeing, so easy. You guys, this is not hard. Is this messy? Oh, yes, yes. Look at my table. And the other painting that I posted first, that table was even messier because I was playing around with this stuff. So yes, you will make a huge mess. Get a towel out. I got a plastic tablecloth down, then I got a fabric tablecloth down, and then I got paper towels down, and then I've got toilet paper tissue to the side in case I need it. Yeah, get ready because you're going to make a mess. So right now I'm just having, let's see, what am I doing? Let me focus here. That is, yep, that's just more indigo going down. I'm just trying to keep my eye on what I'm doing here. So if I need to explain something to you guys, I will do that. But for the most part, I just want you guys to just watch what I'm doing. And I'm just going to give you a couple little tips along the way as I paint here and kind of tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. The green that I also brought into play is olive green, and that also is the Van Gogh line. And I'm not covering all the paper. As you can see, there are some retained white spaces. You can see that in the foreground. I will not be covering all that. I do want to keep some of that as it is. I think it just gives a visual interest. I don't want to close everything in. But you know, when you're painting, if you feel like that's what you would like to you don't want any white spaces, then by all means, just let it flow and let it do its thing and create your own unique abstract landscape. Everybody's will be different. Nobody's will be the same, because the amount of pigment you put down, the consistency of the pigment you put down, the amount of water you put down, all of that, the kind of paper that you're using, all of that will come into play, and everybody's will look uniquely different. Should I have said that? That was like wrong. Uniquely different. That doesn't quite sound right. Unique. Let's just put it at that. Sometimes it's like, what did I just say? Oh my goodness, the brain. It's amazing how messed up it can be at times. And in my case, it's quite a few times. Oh my. I'm using a flat brush too. Just helps me spread that paint out a little bit more. I could use my quill, but I'm changing things up here, you guys. Put the quill to the side. I got the flat brush out. Got a different paper going on. Got some different paints going on. Why not? You know, I'm trying to go back in memory. I think what I'm laying down there right now is I just have just a touch of Indothrone blue there on the edge of my brush, because it doesn't look like I grabbed it from the indigo over there on my tray. I think I went over to the right hand side of my palette, and I think I grabbed just a touch of that Indothrone blue. Yeah, it kind of looks like that up on the horizon. It's a little bit brighter blue. So I think that's what came into play there. A lot of times when I'm working like this, I have things kind of pre-planned out. Okay, I'll use this color, this one. But then as I'm working, sometimes I'll just go over to the palette and just grab whatever I think might be a nice pop of color and throw it in. And sometimes I don't remember exactly what I'm always doing. And that is just a little bit of olive green being thrown down into that horizon line there. Now, could I make it look like it's way out in the distance and have it more grayed out, maybe kind of a purpley kind of color? Oh yeah, absolutely. But this is an abstract, so you don't have to get very technical with all of that. So just do what feels good. That's what you do. Just do what feels good. Now I just have just a little bit of my white watercolor paint, and I'm just kind of strategically putting that down in just a few areas just to brighten things up. And it also creates very unique, cool effects. So once that goes down, I just let the water that is on the paper along with the pigment, and I just let that all kind of just mingle and do its thing. Try not to touch it once it's down. I didn't like that swoosh right there. That made a weird mark. I think I ended up fixing that. It's like a gray slash right there. Now this paper is handling beautifully. Look at how flat it's laying, you guys. It's acting like my Fabriano I'm not, it does that one time. It was maybe the other painting, it started kind of curling a little bit. All I had to do was just spray the back of it and it laid flat. So you could always do that before you even start. Just mist the back of your paper, lay it down, and then get busy. You're not going to worry. You don't have to worry about it curling up unless you got like your heater on and it's really hot in the house. You might have a little bit different reaction than what mine's doing, because I'm over here in Florida. Although the AC is running here today. Let me look at my my thing here. It's saying that I'm at the inside humidity at my house is 53. So I think that all comes into play too when we deal with our paper and how it reacts to buckling or laying flat and all that. That all comes into play. I think what I'm trying to do is make it look like there's almost like a water edge there without going into too many details, because then you kind of, it goes from abstract to semi-abstract. So I would call this more semi-abstract because I do put in just a few little details, especially in the foreground. I ended up putting in a bit more. Okay, so now I have got the tissue coming out. What am I about ready to do here? It looks like I have the spray ink in my hand. That means I'm going to make a mess. So if you use a spray ink, you might want to wear a glove. So yeah, I am going to spray some ink here. I'm holding that paper towel so it doesn't spray off into the sky. And because that paper has puddles of water and it's very wet, I'm still able to manipulate this ink. Does it stain? Yes. But as you can see, I can actually move it around. So I can manipulate it. So that's also an added bonus right there for the Bockingford hot press that I'm using. It definitely allowed me to move things around because there's puddles. Whereas if it was 100% cotton, it would that ink would probably penetrate that paper a little bit quicker. And then I'm just going in and just lifting just a little bit of the ink. Spraying a little bit more. I highly suggest wearing a glove when you use this spray ink, or you'll be walking around with hands full of ink like I do all the time. I think I just have a little bit of that ink on my brush, and I'm just taking it up to the top of the painting and just creating a little bit of color harmony and balance so that color's down at the bottom, but I also wanted to bring just a little bit of it up to the top. So there I go. I'm just dropping a little bit of it up at the top. So I would love for you guys to give this a shot and then go over to my group on Facebook and put your painting in into a post so I can see what you created by doing this technique. Okay, so right there you see me use a lot of Dr. P.H. Martin going down. I got a lot of ink in the sky there, so I'm just going in and I'm just kind of doing a nice wash of white up there. And now I'm just adding just a little bit of the blue and just moving that around and let the pigments kind of do their own thing. Just add a little bit of water onto my brush so I can soften everything. And voila. That is a size 12 round that I'm using there, Winsor Newton Sable brush. I have all my products listed in my description box. So if you're wondering what kind of brushes I use, what kind of paint I'm using, what's the spray ink, all of that, even the palette that I have there, the paints that I like, you'll find all that in the description box. So, and if you click on that, that'll take you over to Amazon. And I am part of their affiliate program. That means that if you click on anything and buy anything through my links, if you click on it and I've got up to 24 hours to make a sale with you guys. Anything after 24 hours, then of course, no go for me, but it helps me a little bit, make just a few dollars here to buy supplies so I could do these videos for you guys. So using those links, I greatly appreciate it. So check out the description box at the top. And now I am just going in with a little bit of the white watercolor, and I'm just doing just a little bit of play, like there's little white flowers there in the very foreground. And I'm just going to play around with that for a little bit. Just kind of putting in a few finishing touches to the painting. Now, did I need to do that? No, not necessarily, and you may not want to do it on yours. It's just sometimes I don't know when to stop. I'm having so much fun, I don't want to stop, so therefore I just keep adding. So, and sometimes that can get us in trouble. We add too much and then we overwork. So we also need to learn, as one of the things we definitely need to learn as artists, is when to put the brush down. And some of you might say, well, when is that? You'll know when that is when your subconscious is saying, put the paintbrush down. Don't do that. That you need to listen to yourself. And a lot of times we don't listen to ourselves, and we just keep tinkering and tinkering until we have done too much. And I'm close to doing that with this painting. I'm playing, I'm having fun. But I think I stopped before I went too far. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you guys to hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome. There is also a bell. So once you subscribe, then you can click on the bell, and that bell will let you know that I posted another video. It's not going to be like driving you crazy with notifications. You get just a little little notification, and then it goes away that I have posted something. So it's beneficial if you like following and you like my YouTubes, then by hitting that bell, you'll benefit from that. Okay, so what I think I'm doing here, I grabbed that container of that bleed proof white, and I've just put a little bit of it on the tip of an old toothbrush, and I'm just doing a little bit of splatter work on the area where I threw in those flowers. This is also a great one to use for, like, if you're doing water, like it's splashing up, that does the same kind of effect. It's really pretty. And now I'm just doing a little bit with the yellow. That's that Indian yellow. See, I'm getting close to going too far. I need to reel it in here. And now I'm doing a little scrubbing work and just a little bit of texture. And now just a mist of that spray ink. That is the forest moss. It is a product by Ranger. You'll find that in my description box. Just a little bit of indigo there. A little olive green. It's getting a little muddy there. And why it's getting muddy is because I do have some of that white watercolor there, and that will get muddy when it mixes with the pigments, if you start mixing them together. You guys have to let me know what you think of the painting. I would love to hear. But for the most part, you guys, as I finish out the rest of this painting, I'll let you continue watching me putting finishing touches on it. But in the meantime, you guys, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in, and please be safe out there, stay well, and may God bless you guys mightily. Until next time, bye for now.